So you saw me walk through the front doors and fill out my paper form, turn that in, have the receptionist shoot me in the forehead with a laser thermometer and be able to tell me my temperature. Well, you didn't actually see that part. We went the automated route. So the automated route you see through our temperature kiosk, it gave me my temperature. It told me what my temperature was, and I was able to write that down on my form 97.3. So that's the paper process. I want to talk to you more about the automated, paperless, contactless process. So I went back and you saw me fill out the form via my cell phone through a QR code that's, we'll say, affixed to the front door. Could be something that an employee, in this example, could fill out prior to coming into the office. So the only thing that's left when they get to the office is putting in their temperature. Lots of different options here, but the way this is designed today is that a person has to manually stamp the document and input that temperature. So I'm going to show you that process right now. Okay, so now here we are looking at one of our Ricoh whiteboards for demonstration here, but DocuWare itself is a web-based system. So imagine I am the receptionist sitting up front now, and my job is I need to shoot that employee in the forehead with a laser thermometer. This is just fun to say. Maybe get a little stress out too, but then I have to record that temperature onto that employee's form. So this is still a contactless way to do this, but this is option one. So I have the employee screening form right here. As the receptionist, I'm going to select the temperature check stamp, and I'm going to have the ability now to type in 97.3, okay, and set that on the document. Now you see here, I have a document with a stamp that now disappeared and moved from employee temp check over into employees in building. So now from this view, we actually have a nice, easy way for you to see as the employer how many people are in your building at one time. You see that's with the employees in building, but we also have the same thing for visitors. Okay, so as you have visitors come in, it's a slightly different process, but the concept's the same. You have the ability to see what your number of people in the building at any given time, whether those are employees or visitors. So if you have a mandate from the governor, for example, that you cannot have more than 25 people in your building at a time, now you have a real-time, quick way to see that. Okay. Now you might ask, what about that employee being in the building? Now they need to exit the building. Well, you saw in the video that we have you enter through the front and you exit through the side. Now we don't have anybody monitoring that side, so this is now an employee's job to check themselves out. They can check themselves out manually through DocuWare by opening up their document and going over to a stamp and actually choosing checkout instead of check-in temperature check. When they do that, it's going to remove them from the employees in building tab and it's going to check them out. Another way that we can handle that, let me show that real quick. We have the ability to check out there now. Another way that we can handle that is that we can come, and I'm going to show you another form here. We have employee checkout. So now this employee checkout form gives you the ability as an employee to just select yourself from those who are logged in, which I'm the only one logged in, and now I can submit. Therefore, checking myself out, I can do that from my cell phone. Now I've also not consumed a license in DocuWare. We come back here, we go back to our list, and we can see as the system refreshes that I am now checked out. There are no employees in the building. Okay? Pretty cool, huh? All right, so now let's talk about the visitor check-in. Now you've seen the visitor check-in process via cell phone, but let me show you what it looks like inside DocuWare. Again, we're back on the Ricoh whiteboard, looking at the visitor check-in through DocuWare Web. So you see visitor temp check, same process as we talked about through the employee check-in process. We have our form, and the receptionist up front is able to utilize a laser temperature scanner and do that way, or you can utilize one of our temperature kiosks. If we're doing the temperature check, we have here, we're gonna put 97.6 for our visitor, and we have our stamp right here, logged in user, date and time, and the temp reading. Once I input that there, now it's gonna move that automatically from temperature check list over into, as you saw, the visitors in building. So now we have the ability to see again that we have visitors in the building. Now there's a couple things happening in the background that you didn't know about yet. One thing that's happening is the employee who Captain America here is going to see, which would be yours truly, the employee has gotten an email. That email is notifying that employee that there is a visitor downstairs waiting in the lobby. The other thing that's happening is we have automatically sent an email copy of that form to Captain, telling him, thank you sincerely for coming and visiting us today. DocuWare workflow, okay? So we've given that visitor a copy of their form for their records as well, okay? Okay, so we've automatically checked in our visitor. Our visitor has been here doing what they're gonna do, and it's time for that visitor to go. So now an employee can log into DocuWare and check that visitor out very simply through a checkout stamp. It's gonna record the date and time of whoever that logged in user is that has now checked that person out. Now we refresh and we see that we do not have any visitors in the building. That is the end-to-end how to check in and check out employees and visitors in a contactless DocuWare environment. Thank you for your time watching this video. You have now seen the DocuWare and RJ Young collaborative effort to return to work through this COVID pandemic.